When you're a music school or lesson studio owner, there's no boss looking over your shoulder, which means your productivity lives or dies by your own self-accountability. Today, Mandy and I are exploring what actually makes us productive. We're talking about mindset, the power of planning ahead, morning routines that set the tone for your day, and how to navigate the constant transitions between teaching, managing, and running a business. We're also talking about the pitfalls of procrastination and distractions like social media and ways we can get refocused when they come up. This isn't about hustle culture. It's about how we operate best in finding routines that actually work for us. I want to tell you about my book, Complete Guitar Strumming. When I first started teaching guitar, I had no training at all. On my first day, the shop owner said, "Here's the room, your first student's in 10 minutes. And that was it. I went directly to using method books with students because I was looking for structure, not just in the way I was teaching students, but how to teach. But I felt the standard method books just didn't cut it, especially when it came to teaching rhythm and strumming. I ultimately developed my own exercises for students, but more importantly, a process to teach. Refining all of that over the years, I compiled it into Complete Guitar Strumming. It's a straightforward, scaffolded approach to teaching rhythm, strumming, and timing. The book is literally everything I wish I had when I started. For instructors, the book comes with a free instructor companion guide and training videos. Visit rockschoolproprietor.com/book for all the details or to order copies for your studio. Welcome to Rock School Proprietor Podcast. My name's John Kazicki.
And I'm Mandy York.
Mandy, we're going to talk about productivity, well, kind of productivity today.
Mm-hmm.
I pitched the idea to you about, I guess, more routines in our lives that help to promote productivity, which we were just chatting a little bit before we started the recording, and I'm interested to hear how you approached this topic compared to how I approached it, because you were saying something about, well, based on the different hats that you wear in your business, you focus on things differently. I was sort of looked at it more as like this broad picture, like myself as a human being. How do I maintain a routine that leads to like productivity? And it's a weird thing, I think, when, we don't have bosses, which is both, I think it's great.
Yes. Yep. It is great.
But it comes with this thing where no one necessarily is going like, "Hey, did you finish your TPS report?" Get that on my desk by the end of the day. We have to get ourselves to finish those TPS reports. So it's this, there's this self-accountability thing, which then means we have to stay productive, because if we don't, then things can just kind of fall by the wayside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that doesn't feel good ever.
No.
And for me, it's ebbed and flowed before where if you don't stay on top of things, you have to play catch up. It doesn't feel good. It affects, and because these are our businesses, these are our own small businesses. We don't have a boss. It bleeds into the rest of your life too. Right?
Totally. Yes.
You don't want that.
Yeah. And so much so that I was thinking about how, yesterday it was really sunny here, and I just felt lighter, It's still freezing cold. It was still 14 degrees, but just seeing the sunshine kind of boosted my mood a little bit. And it got me thinking about how funny it is when some mornings I wake up and I'm just not feeling it, whether it's because I didn't get a good night's sleep or whatever it is. And I have to figure out how am I going to fix this so that I can approach the day and the tasks that I need to handle in a way that the entire day doesn't feel like a challenge.
Yeah.
Versus some days you wake up and you're like, all right, let's go. And it's funny how much of that I think is maintaining a healthy mindset to ensure a productive day. At least that's the way I look at it.
Yeah. No, mindset is a lot of it. Yes. And I take a lot of kind of practical approaches, right? We approach this a little bit differently talking about this, but I look at it as a teacher, the things that I need to do to have a good day, good teaching day, to stay productive and focused is like I have to have the classroom ready when I walk in. I teach Tuesday through Saturday mornings, okay? So every morning, and if I left things the day before, like the afternoon before to do later, that's not a good way to start the day. So I walk in and my classroom is just ready to go. And then that allows me just to focus on the students, the parents, the having fun piece of it. And I'm not like worried about forgetting something or scrambling to get a task done before families start arriving. So
that makes sense.
Stuff like that. Yeah. I'm in a good mindset when I walk in. I got my coffee already, had a little breakfast, and like that's how I take care of me, by making sure there's not tasks waiting for me when I walk into the room.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, so how are we going to do this? I mean, I've got kind of 3 things that I wanted to talk about with myself on how I try and maintain that healthy mindset for productivity. It sounds like you've got 2 categories that are more based on Mandy, the teacher, and Mandy, the business owner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is there overlap with those things?
Yeah, just a little bit, I guess, like the ideas of like pre-planning and being prepared. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to start?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right.
Like I said, I take care of myself and, start off with a good mindset in the mornings by having everything ready. So that means the day before all the tasks are done. My classroom's ready. I lesson plan once a week. I do all of my planning. And I get that done like probably 4 days. Yeah, I usually do it on Thursdays before the new week starts so that I can kind of sit with my plan. That's just how I do things. I like to get it all on paper. It's ready to go, but then I can sit with it, play with different ideas, stuff like that. It's not rushed.
Yeah.
See my theme here? It's ready to go. And I guess lastly, as a teacher too, part of the planning process, I prep like my parent education pieces too. Like that's part of my lesson plan too. Yeah. And I utilize some technology in my studio. I have a TV monitor that I use. There's lots of windows in the studio, so I just have a slideshow running for, when we're not in session. But then I use it for the classroom too, putting up some tips for parents that I will reinforce through, things that I tell them during the class. Okay. So as a teacher, that's pretty much the gist.
Yeah. So it sounds like just making sure that you have a clear plan for basically the entire week, right? And you're planning it days ahead of time.
Yep.
Okay.
And we've talked about this before. Like, we're seasoned teachers. You can teach on the fly.
Yeah.
We know how to adjust in the moment and all of that. But really, like, if we're talking about our own personal well-being, this is what's for me, is going in and everything's ready.
Okay. Yep. All right. Well, let's do it like this, because I feel like mine are going to kind of take a big left turn when I start talking about mine.
I know.
So let's talk about your, like, Mandy as the business owner. What are the things that you do to maintain a productive routine as a business owner?
Yeah. This is challenging for me because I do teach 5 mornings a week.
Yeah.
And then I have to, I teach until noon, 12:15. And then I have to shift, right? And put the other hat on. Like I said, it's challenging for me to make that shift kind of so quickly. I feel like you're someone that's really good at that, John. You can just your blocks of time. You can go from this to this to this. I don't know. I feel like in conversations from the past that you are good at that.
You know what's funny though? Like I cannot tell you how many times I've been called out by like students or anyone who just kind of peeks over my shoulder and sees my laptop and how many tabs I have open on Google Chrome. And I'm like, well, that is like what you're saying about how I jump from task to task. I do, but I don't know if that's necessarily the best thing. It's, if I've got 15 tabs open and I'm jumping from like one to the other throughout the day. Yeah, I don't know if that's good or not, but
yes.
Yeah,
well,
guilty.
Yeah. My shift is also during lunchtime, right? So I finish up, I got to clean up and then have something to eat. And then I found that I get to my desk and I'm like, okay, what now? What am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
This year has been a change for me because I have 2 kids. They're both in middle school now. And so they're getting out of the house earlier in the morning.
Yeah.
This is so fantastic. And I'm utilizing those early morning hours now. So I'm up with the kids. They're old enough. I don't really need to do anything. I'm just overseeing, making sure that everyone's got what they need, So I can sit at the table or the couch and start knocking out a few emails, right? Like I'm really into that, like, even if it's just a bite size of something, man, you've gotten something done before you've even got into the studio. That's good. So those early morning hours, answer a few emails. I mentally, and even just mentally prep. I look at my weekly planner, right? And look at what I'm going to accomplish in the afternoon. You're really good with your weekly planner. And I love my like magic paper notebook.
Right. Yeah.
I use like the Remarkable pad. I love that thing. That's where I keep my weekly planner. And so I'll add to it. I'll move things from day to day really easily. And that morning time is when I'll take a look at that and see what am I going to be doing this afternoon. I'll also take a look at my admin weekly planner too. So because my gadget is electronic, it's shared with her. I can just jot things down. Yeah. And then when I see her in the afternoon, all of that is updated and ready to go. Delegating takes time. If I just kind of finish 3 hours of teaching and my head's kind of spinning, to have to like delegate, figure out what I need to do, and then delegate to the admin at the same time. Like, no, it's got to be done ahead of time. And even just that, like going through the mental prep of what's going to happen in the afternoon is helpful. Okay.
So the theme that I'm picking up from you is that if you don't plan at least, a few hours a day?
At least a few hours.
A day ahead of time, then you struggle. This is so funny because I took a completely different approach to this topic. And for our listeners... But this
is what's so great.
Yeah, we, like, oftentimes when we discuss what our topics are going to be, it's like a sentence. If even that, hey, how about we talk about this? And then we separately will plan and come up with our points. And like oftentimes we barely even discuss it before we start the actual recording. and it's funny how, all right, well, you're about to enter my Zen studio.
Yes, and I want to hear this. Yes.
Well, there was like I thought where you were going, you started talking about your kids and you have that morning time that you're working with now. And I thought, okay, this is where we're the same. This is where we have crossover. My first point with how I maintain a routine that leads to a productive day 100% starts with what I do in the morning. And it's not even about planning lessons or what I'm going to do with this band or how I'm going to talk with my employees. It has nothing to do with that. It's like so like it's personal, you know?
Yeah.
I go for morning walks or I have to have some sort of morning exercise.
Mm-hmm.
And like what it does is number one, and ideally, like it's been really cold here in Michigan, like really cold.
Mm.
And so even just earlier this week, I tried to go for a walk and it was outside and it was brief. It was like 20 minutes. My toes were starting to freeze and I was like, oh my gosh, this is not good. I've got a treadmill, but it's just not the same as when I go outside, walk in the woods, because it clears my head.
Yeah.
So after I get the kids, you know, to school and do our morning stuff, that's like one of the first things I do. I go hike in the woods and disappear for like an hour. I think it's that like the physical aspect of that paired with like the emotional aspect just really allows me to put it allows me to get my head in like a clear frame of mind. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. I love walking. I do. And we have a lot of great places around us.
Yeah.
You and I to walk.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a morning walker, but my husband and I both are into a really good evening walk. You're right. It's the fresh air. It's the nature. And do you listen to books when you walk or podcasts?
Well, yeah. So and I used to run and I still do sometimes, but like something about the walk just works better because it's less strenuous.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, sometimes I will listen to audiobooks. Sometimes I'll listen to a podcast. Sometimes it's music. Sometimes it's like total silence.
Yeah.
But almost always, even if I'm listening to an audiobook or something, almost always I'll pause it because I'll have a thought about, oh, what if we did this? What if we tried this at the school? What if I did this thing for like what if we talked about this for the podcast?
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost always taking notes, voice to text on my phone on those walks. I've like some of the best ideas, and that's where I do some of my best thinking is in the morning on those walks.
That's really cool. I love that. I think there's something about moving your body too. Moving your body, being alone, and your brain is working.
Yeah.
You're giving your brain time, I don't know, to work through these things.
Right.
But
Now, like the flip side of that is another thing that I found really impacts me in a negative way in the morning is if I look at social media.
Oh, yeah.
It's like this massive mental black hole. So, I mean, I can look briefly, but you know how the algorithm sucks you in and you go on for it, you know, what you intend to be like 5 minutes. And if you're not careful, it can suck you in and that can ruin my day. It can absolutely ruin my day. And it has ruined my day. So
I've been there.
Yeah. So I definitely try to avoid the social media early in the morning.
Mm-hmm. That's really good. We were just recently talking about this. I've stopped using social media like just a little over a month ago, completely. And I love it. It's great. I don't get sucked in anymore to those things.
Have you noticed anything like any changes in, I don't know, since you stopped?
Yeah, I do. I feel like I'm just more present at home.
Okay.
But at work, things are going really well right now. And I have to think that this is part of it. Like my morning routine is like spot on right now.
Nice.
I feel good when I get to work. You're talking about the morning, but I think evenings were worse for me.
Oh, yeah.
Like coming down at the end of the day and picking up my phone as the kids are doing their thing and getting ready for bed. Oh my gosh. I don't, it's not there anymore. In fact, I even set my phone so that I've got like a time limit or something,
No
or a
way.
downtime. Yeah.
So it's so
I
funny.
don't,
I have on
I don't
mine.
check my email
Yeah, I have
after
honorable
9.
mention. I have an honorable mention that, yeah, when I wind down in the evening, I feel best if I'm like watching TV that's something like story based,
Yes.
right? And
Different.
instead of mindless scrolling. But like I do the same thing. I have an alarm on my phone that like reminds me, okay, in the evening, time to put it away.
Yeah. Yep.
Mhm.
Well, I figured like I'm using these kind of controls for my teenager.
Yeah,
And that's when
right?
I decided like I'm going to put it on my phone too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's so smart. That's so smart. So m one of my other points, so I've got my morning routine,
Hmm.
avoiding social media, a and this is a big one for me, and it's hard to articulate truly, like, but it's more about awareness of my most productive times. So,
Oh, sure.
I know that between about 8 a.m. and 1 p.m., my brain is most productive in areas of like creativity, problem solving. So what I try and do is I try and plan tasks for those times versus other tasks like in the afternoon or when I'm at the studio that are like, I don't know, if I have to create a song chart or something for one of the bands at the rock school, I shouldn't do that from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. I should do that later, in the
Yeah.
day, because I feel
Yeah.
like I'm working my brain in different ways. Yeah, I don't know. Is that weird?
I think it's really cool. I mean, I know that I am most productive in the mornings. And
Mhm.
so it's kind of a bummer that that's when I'm teaching. Because,
Oh, yeah.
like, on a Sunday or Monday morning when I'm not
Yeah.
teaching, I mean, I'm like unstoppable in the morning. I can get so much done.
Mhm.
But so I kind of understand what you're saying. I've never thought about like assigning specific tasks for different times of the day. You get really, really specific there about
Well,
being creative in the morning.
yeah, it's less about assigning and just over time knowing, "Oh, this thing that I have to do might be better for this afternoon." And
Yeah.
so I kinda think about it like that. I also I can make decisions quicker in the morning.
Yeah.
I think it's less there's less second guessing. I
Hmm.
just feel more confident, like, "Yeah, let's do this. We're gonna do this." So if I'm
Hmm.
able to make those decisions in the mornings, put it to bed, and then it's done.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
All right.
but, I mean, when I get to the studio, it's busier, it's noisier, and I think part of it is that, but I also think it's something about those early morning hours. My brain is fresh and,
Mhm.
yeah, I can function better with those
Yeah.
creative tasks.
Makes sense.
I've got some honorable mentions too, and these
Let's hear it.
these are all, like, a little bit silly maybe. I mentioned the alarm on my phone, like, that you have too, for
Mm.
downtime, what I watch on TV. And this one's gonna make me sound so boring, but I I eat the same thing or almost the same thing for lunch, like, pretty much every day.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have lunch on my honorable mention.
You
So,
do?
yeah, I want to hear. I do. Yes. Why do you eat the same thing every day?
Well, for one, I feel like I don't wanna have to make that decision,
Mhm.
right? That's not like if I know what I'm gonna have for lunch, this sounds so
Mhm.
silly when I say it out loud. If I know what I'm gonna have for lunch, then, like, I don't even think about it, and I
Yeah.
can I can get lunch done in 15 minutes, you know?
Yes. John, I am right with you. You have no idea. But that's breakfast for me.
Okay.
Like, like for years, actually, I've been having the same thing for breakfast. Breakfast is really important to me because, I mean, I'm like, I'm doing 3 shows in a row. I'm like,
Yeah.
Miss Mandy jumping around and having fun and being silly, right? My stage presence comes out, that,
Right.
my
Yeah.
character. So if I don't have a good breakfast, I'm just like, I'm dying by the end of it. So I have like a vegan protein, peanut butter, cinnamon, kale, spinach, like every single morning, because I don't have to think about it and I know it works.
Yeah.
Lunch is different for me though.
Okay.
And lunch
Because you're
is
depleted.
when,
You're emotionally
because
depleted.
yes. And and my husband teases me a lot that like if I didn't have him, I wouldn't know how to feed myself, because he makes dinner and everything. He does all that.
Yeah.
And I never know. I can't decide what to eat for lunch, John. And I don't like cold lunch. I don't like cold lunch. I like hot lunch. I want like a cup of soup or something.
Right.
So my honorable mention is that if I'm able to get like a nice little cup of soup or like some leftover pasta from dinner, like I said, my husband's an amazing chef, so something left over from dinner, and have that prepped.
Yeah.
Again, there's my theme, and have that like ready to go after I'm done teaching. I'll have a really good afternoon.
You know what's so wild about this? Because I even I put this in my notes just on the off chance. I mean, I was thinking about maybe mentioning it related to my lunch thing, but I just heard about this last week. There was a British experiment in the late 90s at Leeds University. It was called the candy bar or apple experiment. And the concept was they said, okay, you can choose one now, but you pick it up in a week, candy bar or apple. And when they said pick it up in a week, 50-50 split. 50% of the people chose the candy bar, 50% of the people chose the apple. If they said, oh, sorry, did I get that wrong? I think I got that wrong. No, I got that right.
Yeah.
Choose one and take it now. 81% of the people chose the candy bar and only 19% chose the apple. So the findings suggest that if you are making a decision for yourself in the future, you're going to choose what you think is the better choice.
Yes.
Versus if you're making that decision in the moment. So that's part of why I eat the same lunch every single day. Isn't that weird?
No, it's brilliant. Yeah. Because when I'm not prepared for lunch, and I will just eat here's some old candy in the desk drawer, and how about a granola bar. If it's in the moment, I make terrible decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
so funny. It's so funny.
Yeah, I hate feeding myself. It takes too much effort.
Okay, so question. We'll shift gears. I also, on my honorable mention, is I have to get a good night's sleep. I'm so routine there too. 11 p.m. is my bedtime. 6 a.m. is my wake up, and it's almost without fail.
Yeah, mine changes week to week. I was just talking to somebody about this. Last week I was doing really well going to bed early, but the kids.
Yeah.
It's hard being consistent, It's been a busy week, and if you're not eating dinner until 7:30 and coming down from, whatever game the kids had.
Right.
I have a hard time getting to bed early, so. But I know it when I do. I feel it when I do.
Do you have any tricks? Because we were talking about setting yourself up for a productive day and following a routine. And what about when you get stuck? Do you have any tricks for that?
Getting unstuck.
Yeah. When your productivity just sort of stalls, when you're just okay, I know I need to do this, but why can't I just do it?
Yeah, I get every once in a while, I procrastinate a bunch. I would think that that's how I define me being stuck.
Yeah.
Is procrastinating and putting stuff off, right? And it's not a good feeling because it sits on my shoulders, and my shoulders get more and more tense, and I know all these things that need to be done. Well, Actually, what has happened to me several times before is those Saturdays that I teach, I always try to get the job done, clean up, prep for Tuesday and get out of there because it's the weekend and the kids are home and whatever. So I suppose that's my motivation to make sure I'm on track for the week.
Yeah.
But if I am behind and if I've been procrastinating, sometimes there's something about knowing like my husband's home with the kids. They're all home. Maybe they're doing something fun. Maybe the kids have a friend over. There's something about that. Like everybody's happy and taken care of that I can sit on a Saturday at the studio for a few hours and like go through all those things that I was procrastinating on.
Yeah.
I've done that before.
Okay. Interestingly,
that's the best I have though.
Interestingly, I think I've read a little bit about procrastination and like why we do it. But I think it's probably different for everyone. In examining my own tendencies for either procrastination or like just feeling stuck. And most recently, I've been working on a few projects and like, I just feel like I've hit a wall and I'm like, why can't I get past this? Yeah. I think sometimes I get stalled because everything feels so important in those next steps. And so nothing happens, right? It's like I do a lot of thinking to try and figure out, okay, well, what do I need to do next? Because this is a really crucial step. And so then I end up like almost refining instead of making progress. Or similarly, there's like an unspoken fear about whatever that next step is. Whether that is, I'm just worried I'm going to do it wrong, or worried about putting out the work that just doesn't seem quite ready or not finished, or, maybe some existential fear at times. But I've got this Seth Godin quote that like hangs right above my desk because his thing is like, well, just ship it, just ship the work. And for me, I think there's a little bit, I know there's a bit of perfectionism for me as well, which kind of hinders that stuff. But the quote that I have hanging above my desk says, your message doesn't need to be perfect. It needs to be delivered on time. And that's just sort of a little reminder to me, like, okay, let it go. It doesn't have to be great, but it does have to get done. So,
Yeah, that's a good one. That's really good. Smart.
This was such a weird discussion.
I like it though. This is
hands down my favorite part was how you eat the same breakfast every day and I eat the same lunch every day. And independently, we've never talked about that, but it sounds like we've both been doing it for years.
Yes. Years. Yeah. I love that. So funny.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll wrap this one up and we'll see you next time.
Sounds great. Thanks, John.
Bye. If you have topic suggestions or questions, please contact us at info@rockschoolproprietor.com. We'd love to hear from you and hear suggestions for future shows. We've put together some free resources for teachers and studio owners over at rockschoolproprietor.com and a private Facebook group called The Modern Music School. Please join us over there. On social, I'm at rock.school.proprietor on Instagram and John Kazicki on both LinkedIn and Blue Sky. Your ratings and reviews on Apple Podcasts and Spotify are always appreciated. And if you enjoyed the show and gain insight from our conversation, then we count that as a win. All we ask in return is that you pay it forward and please share the show with someone you think needs to hear it.